Alan Preston is watching Hearts against Kilmarnock. It's Stuart Kettlewell at Livingston against Dundee United, and Rory Loy looking after Motherwell against Cally Thistle. Our commentary comes from Dingwall. It's Ross County against Celtic, live here on Sportsound and BBC Radio Scotland with Killian Sheridan, John Robertson and Stuart Mitchell.
Thank you, Richard. 4 places remain in tonight's Premier Sports Cup quarter-final draw. Those will be decided over the next 90 minutes and possibly more. But we're in the Highlands as the 2016 winners of this competition. Ross County host the current holders of the trophy, Celtic. Both sides are on the pitch. Ross County ready to line up in their traditional home colours of the navy blue with the red. Those red blocks across the front of the home jersey with the navy blue backs, the navy blue shorts and socks also. They will be shooting from right to left. Celtic just going into the pre-match huddle. They'll be going from left to right, wearing the traditional green and white hoop jerseys with the white shorts and the green and white hoop socks as well. Smoke just creating a film over the pitch ahead of us from the very, very large travelling support to our left from the main stand, as you'd expect. Bouncing away, but their side coming into this game in crushing form. Ross County in the league, well, they've started well. They maybe don't have as many points to show in the league table as Malky Mackay thinks the performances are due, but tonight this is the League Cup and anything can happen. Over the recent records, it's Ross County who have the upper hand over Celtic in the cup competitions. They've won the last 2 in the League Cup. 2016 in the semi-final at Hampden, the 3-1 victory, and then in 2020 that victory that stopped Celtic's domination of silverware, the 2-0 win, as Ross Stewart with a penalty and Alex Iakovitti's late header got the goals that sent Celtic out. Will Ross County do similar at home? They're underway in the Highlands. Remember, 5 changes for Malky Mackay's side, 9 changes for Ange Postecoglou's Celtic. Stephen Welsh goes long with the ball forward, looking for the onward run of Anthony Ralston. The ball off his right thigh and out of play down at the bottom right near side corner. So just to run through those teams for you, the 5 changes for Malky Mackay: Jake Eastwood in goal, Tilson, Sims, White and Samuel all come in a back 4 of Johnson, Watson, Iakovitti and Purrington. Ahead of Eastwood, midfield of Sims, Laturi, Tilson and Harmon, and that 2 up top of Jordan White and Dominic Samuel. For Ange Postecoglou, well, it's easier and quicker to tell you the 2 players at the main: captain Callum McGregor and of course Liel Abada, fresh from his hat-trick at the weekend on Sunday. As Callum McGregor is the man who picks up the ball in midfield, but Ross County just looking to attack. Harmon looks ahead for Jordan White, who looked to be in an offside position. Welsh will go back to defend as Josh Sims chases down the ball. Ross County have the attacking throw on the near side, just to our left in line with the penalty spot. George Harmon will get ready with the long throw. 5 move into the area, the navy blue and red of Ross County. Callum Johnson moving to the front. Laturi comes to provide the short option, but Harmon will run up to the line, gets there, puts the ball in. A header on by Johnson, gathered by Ben Siegrist, making his Celtic debut this evening, and he'll immediately throw it out to Maeda on the far left side. He's dribbling with the ball at pace. There's the sliding challenge from Purrington. He gets some studs on it, but Dyson Maeda happy to let it go for the first corner of the evening to Celtic, as the noise level raises from the travelling support who fill the stand opposite us from the main stand too, from left to right. And the ball will be left for David Turnbull to stand over the corner, right-footed in swinger. Only 3 players not in the penalty area. It's high towards the penalty spot. There's a header from Welsh, crashing off the crossbar. Jens heads it back into a dangerous area, and it's swiped clear by Dominic Samuel. Aaron Moy will try and recycle the ball, doesn't let it get out of that defensive third for Ross County, and uses Bernabe a little further behind. Here's McGregor on the near side, out right to Abada for the forward runner Ralston. First time cross is low, cleared away by Laturi. Callum McGregor will pick up with the armband on his left arm. Short pass in field central for Turnbull. Will send us back to goal and uses Aaron Moy, the Australian international. Now looks for Bernabe, flips it forward for Turnbull, takes the cushion with the right foot, sends him out to the far side of the penalty area. Bernabe crosses, Watson with the commanding header for the hosts, and Celtic will look to recycle straight away again. He'll just tap the ball around between Moy and Bernabei. Jens will hook it to this near side for Stephen Welsh. Celtic already showing that early intent, fresh from that 9-0 win on Sunday against Dundee United. Only a few minutes played, still 0-0. Here's Welsh on the right side, driving forward with the ball. White will go to try and defend. There's the shot, and it will safely go into the hands for an early touch from Jake Eastwood. So it allows me to introduce the co-commentary team tonight. Man, you can still see around Inverness, and former Ross County manager John Robertson, former Celtic striker and current Dundee striker, whose side are into the hat for the draw this evening, Killian Sheridan. But John, Celtic showing their early intent there, just as they did on Sunday, starting quickly and looking to attack as they always do.
Yeah, there's a wee half chance for both teams there. You notice when County got the throw in and late there, they threw up 5 big lads. You know, you've got Jordan White, you've got Samuels, you've got Baldwin, Iacovetti, also Callum Johnson's here. They got a wee flick on, and you know, Samuel nearly got onto the end of it there, and then Celtic, you're thinking, well, couldn't it be that wee weakness tonight? What did they do? They throw on a set piece of their own, and Welsh crashes it off the crossbar. So very, very entertaining start, but Celtic certainly on the front foot.
Ryder picks up the ball on the far side, uses Turnbull in a deeper position, runs past 2, still going towards the penalty area. Willie Collum has a look, and he blows the whistle, and he'll award the free kick to Celtic. And there's just attacking threats from all over the pitch. Kelly and Maeda showing it there from the left side, but also those attacks down the right too, as you'd expect.
Yeah, I think Celtic so far are taking advantage of the surface, playing the ball very fast. And also, I think at the start there was it looks like Jordan White will be going up against walls from most attacking headers.
David Turnbull stands over the free kick. It's in a mid position of the Ross County territory, just a little left from central. Turnbull the only one really looking to show intent and standing over it, right footed. Bernabei's hanging around behind him, but it does look all set up. Short run up, clips it over the wall, takes a deflection, it's dipping off the bar. There's a chance in the area for Jens, and he hooks that one over the crossbar. Only 5 minutes played in Dingwall. Celtic about the crossbar twice already. It remains 0-0.
Yeah, it was, as you called it there, then that there was only ever one man hitting a Turnbull. It didn't look too dangerous as it was going over the wall, but then the deflection off a head, completely wrong-footed Jake Eastwood there, and once again the crossbar comes to his rescue.
A breathtaking start to this game, an exciting evening of Premier Sports Cup action on BBC Sport Sound. Remember, Hearts, Kilmarnock, Livingston, Dundee United and Motherwell Inverness. We'll have updates with reporters at those matches and give you any action as soon as it happens. As Abada gets released down the right side, Keith Watson, the Ross County captain, has to come across the cover, get something on it down in the corner on the near side, and Latoure will take over long over the head of White, who does that spinning run. Stephen Welsh gets there first and plays the ball neatly back to Siegrist in the Celtic goal. Here's Jens on the far side to try and poke it forward to Bernabei. The touch comes off Josh Sims, and out for a throw midway inside Celtic's half over on that far side, just at the corner that houses the Highland Football Academy. In the top left corner flag from our position. Bernabei with the throw. Turnbull gives it back to the Argentinian. Jens in a tight space, looks for the left back once more, but gets that one all wrong, and it'll go out for the Ross County throw. In a similar position on the far side. Ross County 0, Celtic 0 here at the Global Energy Stadium. Callum Johnson with the ball in his hands has come into the side since the injury to Conor Randall for the Staggies, which happened in the earlier league defeat to Celtic just a few weeks ago here. Here's Latoure in the midfield for the home side. Purrington looks in field. Jordan Tilson, left-footed, hooks it high to the near side left corner. Anthony Ralston's there, has a look over his shoulder, is facing his own goal, right-footed, hooks the ball over his head, headed forward again by County. Harmon tries to get there, but will run out of space on the near side. But Ross County certainly looking confident. A number of our players said, Killian, coming into this one, that they were very positive, and it was all down to the way they performed earlier in the season in that league game against Celtic just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that performance will give them a lot of confidence. The way they've started here, it looks like they're confident of taking it to Celtic, of going up against them.
The free kick there for Ross County. Malky Mackay's right on the touchline. I think he's just using the word concentration and pointing to the head. He's just directing some instructions towards the midfield pairing of Latoure and Jordan Tilson. Jake Eastwood will move forward to take the free kick and allow the Ross County outfield players to get their way into the Celtic half. A new signing joined on a season-long low from Sheffield United. Started and kept a clean sheet in the League Cup win against Alloa earlier in the campaign. He aims for the far side corner. Headed on by Iacovetti, looking to the edge of the penalty area. Samuel rises, Jens is taking a sore one on the head as he challenged with the big striker, and the Ross County man turns around and says to the referee he was barely going for the ball. And now the Celtic medical team will come on to just give attention to the centre back that started very well since his loan from FC Lorient. And while he receives some treatment, we'll just cross over to the game between Motherwell and Inverness. Rory Loy has an update.
Yes indeed, Stuart, and it's the home side have taken the lead, and it's that man Kevin Van Veen. Motherwell with a lovely passing move up the pitch, I must say, and Slattery plays a really good ball out to Efford. He goes by his fullback Harper. He's done that a couple of times in the game. He cuts it back to Van Veen, whose striker's instinct take him to the middle of the goals, and he taps home for 1-0 to Motherwell.
Thanks very much, Rory. So the first goal of the evening and the remaining 4 round of 16 League Cup ties. The referee just has the ball ready to bounce on the far side. Josh Sims and Dyson Maida look like they will contend. Wilson's ready to go, and right footed will play it back to his defence for Keith Watson, and Ross County ready to release on the right side. Callum Johnson in a tussle with Maida. A bit of jersey pulling going on. The referee awards the free kick to the home side. Ross County with a chance to try and execute the set piece just as they did earlier, aiming for Alex Iacovetti. Dominic Samuel up there, John.
Yeah, I think you've seen it already, the long throw and the previous free kick there. They've loaded it up there. They're a big side, there's no doubt about it. And if you look over the Celtic have gone this kind of zonal thing, and over the far side here's Baldwin, and he's up against Maida, who Iacovetti should have a fairly good chance of beating him in there. So if they can, isolate them, and certainly that's what Ross County seem to be doing, because Celtic aren't the biggest side.
Stadium full of noise. Can Ross County silence that? It's high, it's going towards the 6-yard area, and immediately the referee points to something going on in the penalty area and gives the free kick to Celtic. Alex Iacovetti has a little bit too much to say for himself, and William Collum will just pull him into the D of the Celtic penalty area and have a word. Just trying to stamp down on that physical battle early. Celtic have the free kick. 0-0 here, 10 minutes played in the Highlands. Celtic having the 2 opportunities, crashing off the crossbar. First from Stephen Welsh, the defender, back into the side after 2 minutes. And then David Turnbull's free kick, just left of a central position outside of the penalty area, deflected off the wall and dipped down behind Jake Eastwood and off the crossbar too. It's an early scare for the goalkeeper coming in to replace Ross Laidlaw tonight. And again, William Collum whistle to his mouth, spots more shirt pulling there. Celtic have the free kick this time, just inside the Ross County half. Killian, if you're a striker, you're happy at that though. You feel the physical battle and the referee spotting it.
Yeah, I think it's nice to always get the help from the referee in those situations. I think Giacomakis and the rest of the forward line know what kind of a game they're going to be in for. It's been pretty physical so far. Ross County seem to be putting most of their pressure early, and I think Celtic now with a
McGregor clips it left footed. Ben Purrington knows exactly what was happening there, so he's into the area to swipe it away with the left foot. Throw into Celtic on the near right side. Anthony Ralston will take in line with the penalty spot and quickly takes, looking for a Abada. Ralston now back to McGregor. McGregor finds Welsh, has a look in field. Aaron Moy stands there all alone and left footed, hooks it back into the centre circle on the Celtic side for Moritz Jens. Now Welsh, number 57, thinks about going in field but instead drives on the right side, neatly crosses a ball over. Iacovetti header away, and Loturi stops it going behind for the corner, but another throw to Celtic down in that near right side. McGregor across to take. Ralston will go across and offer his services. McGregor now goes on the run forward into the penalty area. Was he dragged back there by Harmon? The referee has a look. There's some appeals from Celtic players. It's hooked away by the defence, out for another throw. William Collum certainly having his eyes busy early on with the fouls he's already given in this game. Ralston now with the throw, looks for Abada. Harmon in there first, sliding, pokes it away with the studs. Ralston takes the second, throwing quickly again. Harmon misses a challenge. Abada across the line. McGregor back in for Abada, driving in field. There's a navy and red wall there for Ross County, and it's stopped, and Jordan White comes away with it. But the long ball upfield from Harmon is all wrong, and it goes high above the stand that we sit in. The Global Energy Stadium, and Celtic will have another throw. But just an example of all that pressure, Killian. Celtic throw after throw here, just looking to apply and push towards that penalty area.
Yeah, so far Ross County seem to be doing a good job of keeping them out. I think despite the 14 changes, you wouldn't really, there's not much of a change in the application of both teams.
Certainly a fast-paced game, full of action so far. 13 minutes played. Ross County 0, Celtic 0. Celtic on crushing form after that victory on Sunday. Ross County looking to bounce back. Last game here in the league, a victory against Kilmarnock, a match that meant they lost the services of Jack Baldwin and Ross Callaghan, who are both sitting out the final game of their suspensions from all the action in that one. Adam Moy clears the throw-in of Ross County's forward. Keith Watson stands all alone and gives the ball to Eastwood, who comes out of the penalty box. His ball forward, charged down by Yakimakis. It'll break here for Maida on the left side. Ross County looking to get back into their defensive positions. It's Moy, turns under pressure but does well to keep the ball, shields it and passes to Ralston. Willie Collum gives the free kick once again. Malky Mackay over to the fourth official, Craig Napier. He's not happy with the amount of fouls it's been given in this first quarter of the game, but Celtic move it quickly. Here's Jens across the halfway line now, over to the far side for Bernabe, wearing the fluorescent green boots, thinks about moving forward but turns back to his own half to use the German defender Jens. Right footed forward for Yakimakis, back to the central defender now, inches forward a few yards. Bernabe in the left hand touchline on that far side. Turnbull takes over, Bernabe runs forward, Turnbull looks to the left and uses a left back once again. Alexander Bernabe in field for Maida, quick passing. Celtic in those tight little spaces. There's the ball over Yakimakis with the header as he peeled away from the penalty spot, but the connection too powerful over the crossbar, so that gives us a chance to cross over to Livingston. Stuart Kettlewell has an update from Livingston against Dundee United. Stuart.
Yeah, thanks Stuart. It's a big reaction from Dundee United. They take the lead in this one. The goal came from a Jamie McGrath corner, and it was an excellent header met by Ryan Edwards, which brought out a wonderful save from Shamal George, but there was Stephen Fletcher who reacted quickest to tap in from just 2 yards. Dundee United have been reasonable in this opening 16 minutes of the game and probably deserve the lead. It's Livingston 0, Dundee United 1.
Thanks very much, Stuart. So goals for Motherwell and Dundee United, the only two so far in the 4 remaining round of 16 ties in the League Cup this evening. 0-0 here between Ross County and Celtic, but Celtic have already hit the crossbar twice in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. Ross County have a throw in the near right side. Ben Turrington just receiving some instructions from Malky Mackay as he gets ready to take. But John, when Celtic are coming off the back of such a big defeat, are Ross County doing the right thing so far, just dealing with the pressures, or anything that maybe Malky Mackay might be a little bit worried about so far?
They've said before, as a manager, you want to keep them as far away from your goal as you can, and you know, County have been competitive, they've been clever. You know, Willie Collins had a word. He threw Keith Watson, the captain, over about 5 minutes ago, because County have been slow, you know, taking free kicks on their own position, taking throws in their own position, standing in front of people, taking free kicks. And he's called the war to say, look, I know what's going on here, so get on to your players, tell them that I'll not be. I wouldn't be surprised that the next time that somebody stands in front or slows someone down, that Willie Collum books him, because I think he wants to keep this game going. And you know, the early parts there was, as this cross comes in,
Harmon with the ball over.
You saw Giamakis just flick one over, which is what you normally, most people will see, that's his work. But there's 2 incidents already. He went down, he ran 30-40 yards full pelt to shut down the keeper.
Jordan White maybe in here, and behind Siegrist comes out, gets hands to the ball, has a look. There's some half-hearted claims for a penalty, but the flag raised on the far side by the assistant. Jordan White offside, but Ross County just enjoying some comfortable possession there as you speak, John, and just ready for that one pass quickly coming through to cut Celtic open there.
Yeah, they have. It was a little ricochet there that nearly come for Jordan, was just offside, but you know, getting back to Jack Massey, cut, you know, he's showing the intent that Ange Postecoglou want. There was another one down the right when Abada was chasing the ball, and left back Purrington was always going to get there, but Giakimakis sprinted 40 yards to close down the goalkeeper to make sure that Purrington did not have that pass, and he knew Abada was behind him, so that shows you the work ethic
nice
of this
play
Celtic
from
side.
Turnbull. Ralston to the byline, gets the crossover, but Jakubowski sliding at the front post, and the full body defender manages to clear for Celtic's second corner of the evening so far. It will be David Turnbull from this opposite near right side for the outswinger with the right foot. High it goes, dipping down in the 6-yard area, headed away at the front post and helped on there by Jordan Tilson. Bernabe, who's the player furthest back for Celtic, will take over on this near right side. The number 25 forward for Ralston. Ralston now looks for Abada on the near side touchline. Ralston takes over again and cuts it back to David Turnbull. Thinks about the deep cross but goes infield instead for Callum McGregor. Bernabe in the central position, now moves it to the far side for Aaron Moy. Maida was like yellow boots, thinks about it. First time pass, manages to get the run around Callum Johnson, but when the ball's played forward, it's the county right back who takes over. He can't get around Aaron Moy there, and his experienced Australian midfielder gets the body in front. Johnson brings him to the ground while Colum awards the free kick to Celtic, and the game just slows down again. Celtic now quickly taking the free kick. Stephen Welsh near side, just inside the Ross County half on the right side of the defence, still driving forward inside the penalty area, right side now, tries to cross right footed. Jordan White stuck with him all the way. Celtic have another corner, 18 minutes played. Ross County nil, Celtic nil. Alex Bernabe just over there, and it's Liel Abada now getting ready to take the corner. Turnbull will now come across. Celtic just always putting a man on the set piece just in case the quick option is available. There's a cluster of players just behind the penalty spot now. Welsh, Yakimakis, Maida, all there. Turnbull delivers to the front post again. Watson's header high in there. It doesn't clear the penalty area, but Tilson gets the head on it now to make sure it does get a little bit further. 0-0 at the mains here. David Turnbull trying to just poke the ball across that midfield area. Deflection takes it back to the halfway line, and Bernabe's dispossessed. Loturi tries to slip it through for Samuel. Might get a second bite at it. Tilson now does. Right footed, his ball with the right foot. Tried to cushion it and curl it onto that near side touchline for Samuel, but it bounces just a little too heavy over the touchline, and it remains with about almost 20 minutes played. Ross County nil, Celtic nil. Here's the words of Killian Sheridan.
Yeah, I think Ross County, as well as they're dealing with some of the pressure when they win the ball back, they're sometimes struggling a bit just to keep it. So there.
Yakimakis now with outside of the right foot, dropping back into Celtic's own half to take the ball and just click-clack move forward. Maida on the far side slips it through. It's a chance here. Maybe tries to get it over. Another deflection means another corner to Celtic on that far side. They're going through the gears here in the first half. 20 minutes played, and David Turnbull will have another opportunity to deliver from that far top right corner, and again Celtic pack the penalty area. It's not a big run up, it's clipped in. There's McGregor, gets that cross goal, takes a touch off Eastwood, and it's in the back of the net. The Celtic captain, one of the couple that remains from Sunday's victory, put Celtic into an early lead with only 20 minutes played. We did see a couple of moments ago Celtic just looking for that quick set piece. That's exactly what happened. No one picked up the front post run, and it's Ross County nil, Celtic 1.
Well, Malky McCall will be raging because his team switched off there. McGregor standing at the edge of the box, he's actually waving at Turnbull to say, give me it, nobody's marking me, give me it, and he just strolls, literally strolls in to about 8 yards out. Turnbull, lovely just little flighted ball, and McGregor's just side-footed it, cushioned it towards goal. I think he's took a little deflection as it made its way past the keeper, Eastwood. But honestly, Malky will be raging because for all their hard work, they've switched off, they've looked away, they've dropped their heads at the corner, and Celtic's quite thinking they've got them ahead.
Callum McGregor's first goal of the season. His last Celtic goal was in cup competition in the Scottish Cup quarter-final against Dundee United last season in March, and that goal just sends the Celtic supporters back into that rapturous noise from the stands opposite and to our left. And Ross County weren't able to hold strong from that set piece. Celtic had a number of them. William Collin is just bringing play back for another free kick to Celtic, which will be in the centre circle. Callum McGregor picks the ball up and will give it across to Jens. Now Stephen Welsh will take the short free kick, takes the ball over the halfway line now. McGregor just cools things down with that pass back in field to Aaron Moy. Here's Jens, Maida, back to Jens, who's now invited to join the attack. Coming forward, moving inside from that left side. He's past Tilson, tries to get out left for Bernabe. Takes it onto the byline. It's maybe a little too heavy from the Celtic left back making his first start. It is, and the referee will point for the goal kick to Celtic. But again, just an example, Killian, that you can't move off when Celtic are on the attack from all that pressure.
Yeah, like John said, Malky Mackay will be pretty unhappy about that. You spend so much time doing shape, looking about how to stop them in in normal play. So to concede a goal from a set piece against them, it's the last thing you want after focusing so much on trying to stop them and trying to stay compact as a team and do all the pressing right, which probably they were doing up until then.
Goal kick for Ross County, so let's pass you over to Hearts against Kilmarnock. Was the only goal without a game. Is that the same, Alan Preston?
No, it's not. We now have a goal at Tynecastle, and it's for the visitors, Kilmarnock. Hearts have had all the pressure, but in 21 minutes Armstrong down the right hand side, Cameron peels off to Michael Smith at the back post as the ball's hung up. It's a brilliant header by the youngster, back across Craig Gordon into the bottom corner. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1.
Thanks, Alan. So goals in all of the remaining round of 16 ties this evening. Celtic with the goal here just moments ago. All the pressure paying off. There's a corner delivered in. Dave took a touch on the way, but Callum McGregor made the cleanest contact first of all, and it was into the back of the net. Currently from the goal kick, Celtic have a throw on the left side, on the near side from this main stand in our commentary position. Ralston looks for Giakoumakis, coming short. Welsh tries to get it upfield, and now it's Harmon into the area. Josh Sims is trying to break in. Loturi picks up just outside the penalty box, and number 14 trying to dribble through 3 green and white shirts, but the ball will break to Giakoumakis. Is there a quick counter on here for Celtic? Current League Cup holders. Bernabe now forward for Maeda. Johnson's in there to make the challenge, but the ball will break to Bernabe once again. Maeda now on the overlap, swings it in. Important touch from Keith Watson. Manages to stretch everything from that right leg out to stop the ball getting in to the 6-yard area, and Celtic have a throw on the far side. It's relentless at the moment from the visitors. Ross County 0, Celtic 1. Aaron Moy now receives the throw. Go back to the halfway line for Jens. Will Malky Mackay be telling his players after losing that goal though, John?
Again, keep yourself in the game. As you know, we saw Sunday. Celtic were 1-0 up after 40 minutes and then scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. You can't switch off, otherwise they can punish you.
Takes a touch, left foot, curls it past Eastwood, and Celtic have a second. It is relentless from Celtic, and it's Georgios Giakoumakis who just took the touch, turned onto the left foot on the edge of the D and caressed the ball past Jake Eastwood in the Ross County goal. And with 26 minutes on the clock, it's Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
It's danger time now. This is danger time, because Celtic have previous for this. Once they get the bit between their teeth, if you don't stem the tide, then you're in trouble. We saw that with Dundee United, we saw it with Kilmarnock as well. They're capable of opening you up, and that was the time we said before the game. Don't let them come down the middle. They carved Ross County them down the middle, and Giakoumakis shows exactly what he's all about. I mean, as I say, he could start for any other team. It's a wonderful left-footed finish.
Ross County restart, and aim for the ball on the right side. Jordan White moving forward, Samuel trying to break into the 6-yard area, and it's just a little too early for that run. Stephen Welsh manages to turn and clear, but he's just limping away outside the penalty area at the moment, and you can hear the noise. It's electric in the Highlands for Celtic, whose supporters are watching them continue in that goal scoring form from where they left off on Sunday afternoon. And with the amount of changes made, 9 by Ange Postecoglou this evening, you couldn't tell, as everything is still clicking for Celtic here against Ross County. The ball out for a Celtic throw on the near side. So we'll just quickly cross to Motherwell. Another update from Rory Loy.
Yes, and it's another goal from Motherwell. They've doubled their lead. They're playing some really, really nice stuff. And it was a lovely move again. Inverness really struggling down the sides, and it was fullback Penny who played in Tierney down the side. He cut it back for what was meant to be Van Veen. Danny Devine was scared to leave it in case Van Veen tapped it in, and inadvertently stuck it in his own net. Own goal from Danny Devine, and it's 2-0 Motherwell.
Thank you very much, Rory. So goals happening all over the grounds this evening. There's an injury to Celtic, but just to go back to that second goal, Killian, great play from a striker. We were speaking before the game with Richard about the changes Celtic made, the quality at their disposal, but brilliantly taken from Giakoumakis coming back into the side.
Yeah, completely different goal to the first one. It was just good play from Celtic. Ross County were cut open. Jens, I think, played the ball into Turnbull, who maybe got the flick, a great little flick around to Giakoumakis, who cut inside on his left foot. Great finish, great goal.
Neil Abada is the man receiving treatment from the Celtic medical team just to the right of Ross County's technical area, and it doesn't look good at the moment. He's on his back. The medical team have got him sitting up now. I wonder if he'll be okay to continue. We'll keep an eye on the Celtic bench to see if there's any activity. with all the fixtures coming up. A big one at the weekend, of course, at lunchtime against Rangers, Champions League coming up too. Moritz Jens comes across and receives a pat in the back from Ange Postecoglou. Malky Mackay, on the other hand, is just giving instructions to Ben Puddington, the left back, trying to settle things down with the defence. A little bit of a reorganisation as he now turns towards the attackers. What do you think he'll be telling his side there, John?
I think he may be going to a back five. I think he's told Puddington to go in there a little bit, perhaps, but they've got to stem the tide. Right now, it's crucial for Ross County to have any chance in this game. Then they're going to have to stop Celtic now, because if they lose a third goal in the next 5-6 minutes, then again you could be looking at a heavy defeat.
Ross County 0, Celtic 2, just approaching the half hour. Ross County now going on the attack, right side. Here's Josh Sims, could be tricky, trying to go around Bernabei. He's down on the ground, the referee and the assistant have a look, but nothing awarded. The Argentinian moves away with the ball. Sims digging away again in that corner, and he wins it back. It's Tilson, first time cross, hooked towards White. He leaves it, Harmon's coming in there, but Ralston's alert, gets the ball away. Maida goes down. We'll cheer the claim, on the other hand, from the supporters over on that far side, and that stand along the touchline, but Ross County have the throw. Samuel and White will take their places either side of the penalty spot, and Harmon will now go from this near side over to the far side to ready himself for the long throw. There's 5 in the penalty box. Watson and Johnson join. Sims hanging around on the edge of the area. There's the throw in, it's high towards Callum Johnson, it's headed away in the end by Turnbull, and it will be another throw for Ross County. Further forward, more in line with the penalty spot now on that far side. 0-2 the score. It's shortless time to Tilson, plays it too far in front of Johnson. Will he get the cross in? The slide in Maida blocks that one, and it will be another Ross County throw, but they'll be really happy to enjoy this pressure here and keep the ball up in Celtic's area. We've already saw from that opportunity in the first couple of minutes, and they did put a threat on Benjamin Siegrist's goal. Another long throw in, it's towards Watson, flicked on there by Johnson. Watson will try and get there with Turnbull. Watson hooks at it, right footed, and that just bounces past the far post. There's a couple of County players that want a corner. Jordan White shouting the loudest, but the goal kick awarded to Celtic, and it remains Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
Yeah, it's better for County. You see, if nothing more, it stems the tide a little bit. It breaks the play up and makes Celtic work a wee bit further back. But they say defensively, they've got to make sure that they stay tight. They've got to stay in the game. 2-0, you know, with 20 minutes to go, you nick a goal, you're still in this tie. But right now, cannot let this tie go away from them. But it's very, very difficult, because Celtic, Killian, are just so easy on the eye.
Yeah, with the ball and without. Even now, you see when they're up 2-0, the front three, their pressing is just relentless. Giacomakis is running his socks off, and it's only 25 minutes gone.
They're dragging Ross County from left to right. Here they do it again, Celtic. Abada, quick pass forward for Giacomakis. Abada continued the run up the touchline. He went down. A couple of Celtic players had a look. Nothing was awarded, and now the free kick is given by the referee. And a few Ross County players, including Malky Mackay, bewildered by that one, and the Ross County head coach is furious at the fourth official there, John. Yeah, because the fourth official gave it. You know, Willie Collum never saw it, the assistant referee never saw it, but that came from the fourth official. It was a block, and I don't think there's any doubt about it. Abada went for a quick 1-2. You know, there's not a lot Puddington can do to get out of the way. It's one of those ones you could let go, but I think that was definitely given by the fourth official. Jens on the ball now, far side. Bernabei looks forward for Maida, but the pass is all wrong, and out for the throw to Ross County. Just like John and Killian said earlier, Ross County will just look to keep a hold of possession and try and get it up to the Celtic defensive third here, and just allow a little bit of a breather from all that defending and that movement from left to right. Celtic complain from the position that the throw-in's been taken, but Johnson is allowed to continue. Forward it goes to White with the flick on, looking for Samuel. Those kind of balls also important for the home side tonight. Laturi wins it in the middle. Players sliding all over. Aaron Moy, the latest to do so, and hooks the ball out to this near side for Ralston. The right back into the Celtic side tonight. Forward for the opening goal scorer, Callum McGregor. Up the touchline now. Puddington intercepts. Harmon takes over. That quick move forward from Ross County. There's a look for Puddington on the touchline, but the ball just spins in the air. It was hanging a little too much for Puddington to try and reach that one with the head, and it bounces over the line for the throw into Celtic. 33 minutes played. And now a free kick, County. Yes. There was just a little nibble down here at the end there. Willie called it. Celtic players a bit
confused. I think they just confused Willie gave Ross County a foul, to be fair.
It was Ross County with the quick pass in there to just try and link things up, so maybe it happened off the ball.
I think he was just evening it up after the last one, I think.
And it will be Ross County with the free kick. Turrington just in front of our commentary position on the near side. It's high, hanging towards the back post. Siegrist thinks about coming, he leaves it back onto his touchline. And there is Giacomakis with the clearance. Abada, Celtic looking to have a 5-on-5 here, but Turrington with a crashing challenge, stopping Giacomakis from getting out of the Celtic half. County now down the left side. It's Dominic Samuel now into the penalty area, step over onto the right foot, has a look across. Sims lets the ball run across him onto the right foot now, takes it towards the byline on the far side. Sliding challenge by Bernabei. Claims of a goal kick come from the Celtic supporters behind the goal. The referee William Collum agrees and points to the 6-yard area, but Georgios Giacomakis is down again just inside the Celtic half after that crunching challenge from Ben Purrington. And once again he'll require some treatment, John.
Yeah, you called it right. It was a crunching tackle. It was very fair. Giacomakis, it was another lightning break from Celtic. They had 6-on-3 if Giacomakis had got past Baldwin, but it was just, he just slightly overran it. It gave the County defender the chance to go for ball and man, and he won the ball cleanly, and his follow through meant are coming together. I'm sure he'll be fine. It's just as I say, it's a coming together, and Giacomakis will want to get on with this, because as I say, you've got the incentive we said before the game. Licking your lips at that. Killian's an ex-Celtic player. You've got Rangers on Saturday at Celtic Park. You've got Real Madrid on Wednesday at Celtic Park. You want to show Ange Postecoglou that you are ready to play in either one of those games, because normally you would say Celtic Rangers Old Firm game is the biggest home game of the season, but Real Madrid arrive on Wednesday night.
Just cross over to Stuart Kettlewell, who has an update from Livingston against Dundee United.
Yeah, thanks Stuart. It's 2-0 Dundee United. A wonderfully worked goal. They're on the attack again, another opportunity. They've been the dominant side, Stuart. It was a ball into Fletcher, which they've done all evening. He took the ball in, managed to lob it over the head of Oberlai to the on-rushing Hearts, who was faced with Shamal George, who actually slipped onto the ground and presented a wonderful opportunity. Hearts left-footed, lifted it over the goalkeeper and into the empty net, and makes it Livingston 0, Dundee United 2.
Thanks, Stuart. Just coming back to John's point there, Killian in the game here. Giacomakis a little uncomfortable walking off there again. Celtic will restart with a goal kick, but he's off the pitch at the moment.
Yeah, I think with the Rangers and the Real Madrid game so close together, it's not often where players who aren't in the starting 11 have a chance, where there's such two big massive games, that there's a realistic chance if you're not in one, you're going to get into the other one.
Here's Bernabei in the left, crosses over for Maida, tries to get the ball into the 6-yard area, blocked again, and Celtic will have another corner. They're racking them up this evening from that far side. Turnbull goes quickly, finds Aramoy the short option. It's back to Turnbull now, trying to work the crossing position. Bernabei advances the run forward. It comes in field goal for McGregor in the central position, back out to that far side for Turnbull, right footed, clips over, it's dipping. Giacomakis there with the header, and he just hurt the ankle as he went up for the header. It bounces past that far post on our near side. He's getting up uncomfortable again. Ross County with the goal kick. It remains with 36 minutes on the clock. Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
Yeah, he's trying to run it off. We've all been there as strikers. You play your back to go, but this one he's been whacked. It looks like he's taken it on his calf. He's uncomfortable, but again, it can only be, as we said, you've got these two massive games coming up. He wants to show that he wants to try and run through it, get through it and be ready. And I say, looking slightly further forward, there's absolutely no doubt that whatever team Ange Postecoglou plays Saturday against Rangers, I don't see him making sweeping changes for Real Madrid. It might be the opposite. It might be one or two that miss out from Saturday to Wednesday, but that's what this team's playing for right now. Maida, you would think, could he play both games? Yeah, absolutely, if required. Giacomakis probably knows Kyogo will come back in. Your two midfield men, Moy and Turnbull, they'll be desperate to say, if you need me, I'm ready. The full-back and the central defenders, they're all saying the same. Even Siegrist, that's an example, but you can only maybe see two changes to freshen up slightly.
Giacomakis scored a hat-trick in his first appearance against Ross County at Celtic Park in February in the league campaign last season. He scored the second tonight after McGregor opened the scoring for the visitors. That's possibly why he wants to stay on the pitch too, and the scoring record he's got against the Staggies. Ball forward from Celtic as they go in search of a third. It's out on the near right side for a throw. Ralston will go over to take. Celtic's midfield will now step up to join the attack as Ralston gets ready, throws it forward. Stephen Welsh tries to cut it back, and there's Ross County hooking it away only as far as Aaron Moy. Picks it up in the midfield area on this near side again. Ralston lets the ball run, that's nice, gets a right-footed cross, it's dipping, it bounces and cleared away by Watson. Sims will try and help it on in the middle of the Ross County half, and Celtic immediately sweep it up once again and just quickly start tapping the passes back and forward between Moy and Stephen Welsh. Turrington intercepts that time, that's an aimless ball forward. Ross County with everyone back in their own half as that blue sky from earlier at kick-off now turns to the dust sky, and the blue merging into the orange above the stand opposite us. A lovely evening here in the Highlands, but it's been a difficult start for the home side and Malky Mackay. Celtic clicking even though they made 9 changes from Sunday's win, and Postecoglou using the rotation. He said he would make changes, he wasn't sure how many and whether he expected 9 or not. It's certainly not playing out like a side that's disrupted any of that form. And Celtic coming forward. Giacomakis now picks up the ball, he's pushed back a little there. Aaron Moy will come across and look in field for McGregor, tries the back heel. Ross County will try and clear. Abada picks it up, Harmon's in there, and Ross County will aim to come forward. McGregor, Abada and Ralston crowd out the Ross County defender. Ralston still continuing forward, right-footed cross, it's in, headed away by Watson. Callum McGregor now out to that right side. Ralston into the crossing position. Turnbull back to goal, back to Ralston, tries to clip it, doesn't get enough power on it, and it's Victor Laturi who takes over, and the ball ricochets off 2 Celtic players. He doesn't get it clear. Turnbull now looking to work it into the penalty area, runs across the penalty area, and now for Aaron Moy. Moy looking for McGregor. Celtic just still enjoying possession. Moritz Jens now using it. Has a look in field, passes to Moy, and it's cooled down and back to Stephen Welsh. We'll go to the left side, but Celtic just look to build in the attack. We'll cross to Rory in a few moments for an update at Fir Park. Stephen Welsh now takes the ball on the right foot, leaves it for McGregor. County with everyone back defending. Abada now just being pushed away from goal. Celtic just patient in their build-up play. We know how quickly they can change from holding possession into attack. Here's Maida on that far side going for the run at Callum Johnson, gets the cross over, there's a header from Giacomakis, gets something on it, it goes over and wide, but a deflection from Willie Collins will quickly go over to Rory Loy at Motherwell.
Yes indeed, Motherwell have been sensational in this first half, and they've went 3-0 up, and it did come from the penalty spot. The ball ended up with Van Veen just on the edge of the box, and showboating, he did a Rabona cross into the box. It ended up coming back out to Sean Goss eventually. He drove into the box, Robbie Dees fouled him, up stepped Kevin Van Veen, and he pinged it right into the top corner for 3-0 Motherwell.
Thank you, Rory. Celtic have taken the corner short, work to McGregor. Now Bernabe lines up the long range strike, but that one, the definition of all wrong, as he maybe just saw the first start name in headlights, and he sliced at it, and it goes well wide and out for the Ross County goal kick. But Ross County just still need to be aware of that short corner, Killian.
Yeah, they need to learn from the first one, and I think just always be aware, a bit more focus on them, because the last thing they want is to concede a goal going into half time after they've kind of, I say, steadied the ship since that second goal went in. But as long as it's still 2-0, like John said, there's still a chance of them getting one, and then after that you never know.
Ross County 0, Celtic 2. Goals from McGregor and Giacomakis just under 5 minutes to play of the normal time, as Siegrist has the ball in the Celtic penalty area at the moment, takes the touch back out to Stephen Welsh on the near side, but he runs out of space, and it's high above the stand and out for the Ross County throw. Turrington will step forward. He's pointed by the referee William Collum on where he wants it to be taken. As John said earlier, some contentious moments around where the set pieces and throw-ins have been taken, but Turrington ready to line up with a long one into the area. There's 6 County players waiting on the edge of the 6-yard area. Turrington aims for that near post. Moy's the first one up there. He's not the tallest midfielder, but he gets something on the header forward, and now he will allow the ball to roll over the touchline for the Celtic goal kick. Remember the other games, the remaining 4 games in the round of 16 of the League Cup this evening. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, Dundee United 2, Motherwell 3, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0, as we just heard from Rory Loy. Here Ross County 0, Celtic 2. Celtic have the ball in defence at the moment between Jens and Stephen Welsh. Now he will just open up and allow the ball to be pushed forward, and he quickly releases Abada, puts it in early. There's Watson sliding at the front post, gets the left foot to that, puts it over its own crossbar. Another corner to Celtic. It remains 2-0.
Yeah, they're lightning fast on the break there, and it's the understanding of the system. As soon as Abada, the ball's put inside, Maeda's off the flank, he's getting into the middle, there's guys arriving at the edge of the box, and it's just again, last ditch defending from County.
Corner in, takes a bounce. Jens was there, just sliding. He didn't get clean contact. Comes out to Aaron Moy, hits it left-footed. Jordan White is charging that one down, and just after the ball's come off him and out for the throw, he immediately turns to the rest of his team, wanting them to charge out with him a lot quicker, not reacting to the first clearance and allowing Celtic to sweep up the ball in front of the penalty area. Killian.
Yeah, I think it's just that 1 or 2 seconds. Once Ross County win the ball back, it's just about keeping it and not giving the ball straight back to Celtic, where they're just going to inevitably put more pressure on.
Back five that Mackay changed to earlier in the game, just holding their line as Aaron Moy takes the ball out of the centre circle. McGregor with the dummy, Bernabe touches, McGregor cuts it in. Giakoumakis, first time, left-footed, goes wide. The ball maybe just a little bit behind him as he made that quick burst into the penalty area, just stretching a little bit with the left foot. He got his toes to it, but it was directed up and to the left and wide as he moved in from the near side from Jake Eastwood's Ross County goal. Ross County keeper just taking his time as he retrieves it over to the near side of the 6-yard box to place the ball down for the goal kick. Just under a minute to play until half time. And the fourth official, Craig Napier, steps out with the board. We'll keep an eye on the additional time. Ball forward from County, maybe a little bit of a nudge from Welsh on White there. The referee doesn't award anything, and Turnbull picks up the ball in the midfield. David Turnbull now across the centre circle inside the Celtic half, cools it down and plays it back to Welsh. Welsh for Moy, and Moy forward for Ralston, just inside the Ross County half. Jens on that far side, Bernabe tried to trap the ball, he let it go, and Sims takes over for County. He's facing his own goal, so he'll use Johnson immediately. Maeda's there, charging down the right back and forces Ross County to get possession. Wrong range strike, goes wide of the left post, and that was David Turnbull, who just saw things open up. Celtic with a couple of lows, which tells you that no one's really charging down, allowing Celtic the time just in front of that final third to get those shots off, John.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not seeing anything we didn't expect to see. Ross County are on the back foot, they're having to defend for their lives, because Celtic are relentless. They keep coming forward. They're very much in the image of Celtic teams of the past. Celtic have always been renowned for good, fast, exciting, fast-fleeing football, and Ange Postecoglou's style is that. He's bought into it, but the big admiration tonight is their work rate is sensational. Off the ball, they're chasing everything down. The front three really defend from the front. They're desperate to get in the box when they've got it, and when the front three go, the midfield three are immediately up behind them to put pressure on. The back four are up behind them, and when they get on the ball, they look capable of cutting anybody wide open.
Once Jens has possession for Celtic in the visitors' half, and he spreads the ball to this near side for Welsh. Harmon charges it down, which means the central defensive pairing of Celtic will go back to use the goalkeeper Siegrist. The ball cut forward for Jens, turns sharply to Turnbull, gets the pass wrong for Bernabe. Now Sims will go bursting down that far right side with those orange boots of his. He's towards the penalty area now, trying to come in. There's the defensive work from David Turnbull. John Robertson just mentioned the work rate there, and the example from the midfielder David Turnbull, applauded by almost every Celtic supporter in the two stands, one to our left and the one opposite Killian.
Yeah, and as we see, Celtic immediately starting again. Ross County everyone's pushing forward, sprinting into the box. Ball goes out of play, they put it down straight out, and they've got four players out of the game.
Now Harmon is down on the ground and just inside the Celtic half on the far side. It's in line with the end of the centre circle, so he'll require some treatment. And now Ross County medical team will come onto the pitch.
It looks a bad one. I think he was just running back there, and I thought first I might have been a come together, but he just seemed to twist. I don't know if it was his knee or his ankle, but he just seemed to fall over there. But I mean, listen, it's so much to enjoy in this Celtic performance, and you feel for Ross County because they've worked extremely hard, and Malky will go back to that. The switching off at a set play, for all the hard work, they switch off, and when you'll see it, Cal McGregor just ambles is the best word to say. He puts his hands up, just ambles from the 18-yard box to about 8 yards out, and it's a brilliant pick out from Turnbull, and he side foots it and goes in, and you're thinking, you know, as a man, you're so frustrating, all the hard work, and you switch off because the ball's going out for a corner. But look, there's a lot going on here, as you say, and a lot of, you know, you look from a Celtic perspective, who these guys in the performance tonight can force their way into the starting lineup. Giamakis won't start. Kyogo will if he's fit. But I tell you what a power he puts in. Abada's getting quicker, but I love the all-round play of Maeda. He just defensively, he wants to be quick and move about. Attacking wise, he's a threat, and he epitomises this whole Celtic setup.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're a full-back, he's your worst nightmare. You're running up and down, you're tracking him, you finally win the ball back, and he's straight on them again. He just doesn't get tired. It's remarkable.
Ross County look as if they're going to be forced into a change here as George Harmon comes off. He's limping as he does come off there, just hurting from holding the leg, and he's going straight for down the tunnel. And just the minutes have been played, additional 2 minutes towards half-time. Malky Mackay and his players gathered for a pre-half-time team talk there in the touchline, but Jordan White will ready the throw and puts it back into play. And there's no substitute on yet for Ross County, so they will maybe review things at the half-time interval. Malky Mackay just taking his time. There's a long ball forward from Celtic, aiming for that right side. Abada aiming to win the aerial challenge against Purrington, but referee William Collins does bring an end to what has been a continuous crisp first half from Celtic up in the Highlands this evening in the Premier Sports Cup. 9 goals on Sunday, 2 in this first half, and with 9 changes into Ange Postecoglou's side this evening, you couldn't tell with how crisp the passing has been, how things have connected so fluidly for Celtic. The quick 1-2s just working their way against Ross County, but the first goal came from a set piece. Celtic did have an early couple of opportunities from Welsh and Turnbull, who smacked the efforts off the crossbar, but Callum McGregor made the early move to the front post from the far side corner. He got a touch, it seemed to take a deflection somehow, but the ball ended up in the back of Jake Eastwood's Ross County net after 21 minutes for the lead, and then the second was scored by Georgios Giacomakis coming back into the side. It's a good scoring record against Ross County, and he just neatly turned on the edge of the D on that right-sided penalty area and caressed the ball with the inside of his left foot and wrapped it around Jake Eastwood into the back of the net, and it was Celtic's second goal of that first half. There's still another 45 minutes to play. Celtic players into this squad looking to make an impression, but Ross County will still be positive. They won't be keeping in mind what Celtic did at the weekend. They have a good record against Celtic in the cup competitions especially, and they'll feel they can do something at home to continue their campaign in the cup in the second half. Half time at the Global Energy Stadium is Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
The Scottish League Cup.
What a strike!
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland. Rising Up, the brand new satirical comedy sketch show.
As First Minister, let me be clear. We will drill down on every aspect of popular culture.
And as an ex-dentist, this boy knows all about the drilling.
Clearly.
Here, you've gotten your veneers done. I'll give you mates rates.
Covering trending topics in the national interest.
We're blasting the volume on all the politicians. Taking the right rip out the news, telly and the sport.
So if there is a buzz about it, if it is going down,
it's pure getting pumped, isn't it?
On Noising Up.
Summed in, by the way.
Noising Up, Friday and Saturday mornings from 11:30 on BBC Radio Scotland.
Half times then in the Premier Sports Cup third round. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, Dundee United 2, Motherwell 3, Caley Thistle 0, Ross County 0, Celtic 2. In England, Arsenal 1-0 up against Aston Villa early in the second half. Gabriel Jesus. It's Bournemouth 0, Wolves 0. Manchester City were 3-0 up at half time against Nottingham Forest. It has just gone to 4-0. It's Erling Haaland got the first 3. I was kind of hoping he would just keep scoring all the goals, but it's Cancelo who's got the fourth one there. Anyway, Man City cruising again, and that's already, so it'll be 9 goals in what, 4 matches for 5 matches it would be, because he didn't score against Bournemouth. For Erling Haaland, it's been remarkable. West Ham United 0, Spurs 1, almost half time there. an own goal. And I gather Newcastle have just gone in front 7 minutes before the break at Anfield against Liverpool. That was in the 8 o'clock kickoff, and that's Isaac who's got the goal there. Just one mention about the Championship. Producer Calmat just pointed this out to me. It's half-time. It's Coventry 0, Preston 0. Preston are currently midway through their 7th game of the season. They've won 1-0. The 5 others that have finished 0-0. So 6.5 games in, their goal difference is 1 scored, none conceded. That's just utterly remarkable. Keep an eye and see if that ends up another 0-0 draw at the end of that one. Right, we'll chat more with John and Killian, but let's find out a bit more about the matches around the country. We'll go to Tynecastle first. Is there a surprise in the offing? It's Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1, Alan Preston.
It is, Richard. It's been a decent game. Hearts have had a majority of possession, but Kilmarnock, as you would imagine, Derek McInnes' side, very, very organised. 8 minutes. Rory McKenzie had a shot, good save by Craig Gordon. Hearts had their first chance in 18 minutes. Giannelli flashes it across, but it's punched clear by Walker in the goal. The goal came in 21 minutes, so it's a really good goal as well. Brilliant striker's goal. Cameron pulls off the back onto Michael Smith, and it's a mismatch for height and physicality, and Polworth puts it right on his head and he heads it back across the goal, giving Craig Gordon absolutely no chance. Shanklin then had the effort well saved, and then Hearts' best chance came in 39 minutes. Andy Halliday, lovely out-swinging cross, whipped in, a lot of pace in it. Shanklin gets a lot on it. Wonderful save by Walker, punching it away. Then just before half-time, Polworth had a shot saved by Craig Gordon. It's been good stuff. Hearts had a lot of possession. Kilmarnock very much in the driving seat at the moment. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1.
So Kelly, 45 minutes away from a place in the quarterfinals. Innes Cameron getting his first goal of the season. I know there were some interest from clubs in trying to get him out on loan, but having got in the team and scored tonight, it may well be that he'll be staying at Rugby Park. So 1-0 it is in that one. Let's go to the Tony Macaroni. I guess this half-time scoreline tells you something about the Dundee United players, Stuart.
Yeah, Richard, it's been a fantastic reaction from them. Many will be questioning why this didn't come in stages on Sunday, but really it has been a dominant performance from them. Livingston had a lot of ball but without direction. Dundee United showed their intent early on. They had efforts from the front too. Tony Watt with a volley which was pretty wide of the target, and Charlie Mulgrew had a header from a set play that went just wide of the left hand post. And then from there, in about 15 minutes, another set play where United have looked a real threat. Delivery from Jamie McGrath, and it was an excellent header from Edwards, which brought out an even better save from Shamal George. He could only parry it about 2-3 yards out from goal, and Stephen Fletcher, with the striker's instinct, was there just to tap it home. And another good chance again in the counter-attack. Tony Watt down the right hand side clipped up a lovely ball at the back post, and Stephen Fletcher again, left-footed volley, brought out another save from Shamal George. But the 34th minute, Dundee United capitalised on their dominance in terms of goal-mouth action. It was a ball again into Stephen Fletcher, which has been the common theme throughout this half. Balls into Fletcher, not overplaying. He took it in, he managed to turn and just dinked the ball over the head of Ayo Obilai for the on-rushing Hearts. Hearts was put through clean and goal, but Shamal George was coming out to confront him. He just slipped onto the ground, and Hearts, easy enough with the left foot, just lobbed it over the top of him and almost into the empty net. Other than that, Dundee United have been very direct, very organised behind the ball. Back three aren't moving anywhere. If one wing back goes, the other one's just tucking in. And as I say, they've deserved this first half lead. Be interested to see if they come out the same again in the second half, Richard. But here as it stands, it's Livingston 0, Dundee United 2.
So a comprehensive lead for Dundee United right now, and even more so for Motherwell against Caley Thistle. Half-time story, that one from Rory Loy.
Yeah, Motherwell have been excellent. I watched them a few weeks ago, Richard, down at St Mirren, and they won 1-0 that day, but they really didn't perform particularly well at all, and that's no slight on Stevie Hamill, who was got a phone call the day before to take the team. They look a totally different side tonight. They look organised, they're quick on the counter-attack, they're strong defensively, and that was certainly proven in an offensive sense in the first 4 minutes when Efford got by his full-back Harper. That was an early warning for what was to come, because Motherwell dominated from then on. And then on the 9th minute, Efford went by Harper again and cut back to Van Veen, who this time made it 1-0 to Motherwell. And then the 26th minute, it was Penny who went down the left-hand side this time, exactly the same. Harper and Duffy have really struggled down both flanks. Tried to cut it back to Van Veen again, however, it was intercepted by Danny Devine, who turned the ball into his own net. Billy Dodds did make a sub in the 29th minute, Stephen Boyd coming on for Shaw. However, it was to go to 3-0. Sean Goss drove into the box, Robbie Dees tripped him up. Penalty, pointed to the spot. Referee Kevin Clancy and Van Veen made no mistake whatsoever. Motherwell have been utterly dominant. It's all smiles here in the home stand at Fir Park. James McFadden's here as a fan tonight, sitting a couple of rows in front. He's got a big smile on his face watching the game. Players on the pitch look happy, home fans look happy, and Jane Lewis has Erling Haaland in her dream team, so she is delighted.
So do I, and he's my captain, I'm delighted to say. So he's actually got more points in the last 2 games than I think I got the whole of last season. I just hope all my pals have gone for Mo Salah as their captain tonight. Anyway, 3-0 Motherwell against Caley Thistle, and looking very, very strong favourites to go through to that quarter-final draw. Remember, Aberdeen, Dundee, Partick Thistle and Rangers, they're all already through. And if you were listening in last night, you'd have heard all the action unfold on Sports Sounds.
The Scottish League Cup. Aberdeen.
Totally wrapped up now. Annan Athletic 1, Aberdeen 4, and Leighton Clarkson has got in the act. So it's Annan Athletic 1, Aberdeen 4 with about 2 minutes of extra time left.
A more difficult game than what we had anticipated. It's about getting through to the next round. We've done that.
Dundee.
It's a penalty for Dundee. Gary Oliver's been sent off and Robinson takes it and he makes it 3. Dundee are going through.
Delighted. The aim at kick-off was to get through to the next round, and that's what we've managed to do.
Partick Thistle.
Finally, Partick Thistle make the breakthrough. 8 minutes left on the clock. Substitute Aidan Fitzpatrick rose and glanced the headed ball beyond Derek Gaston. Thistle lead by 1-0.
Thought we played really, really well. We did have possession, but we had an awful lot of good chances. Really, really delighted with how they played and how they moved the ball about the pitch. Could have made it a bit easier for ourselves, but ultimately the cup tie you want to be through, and we are.
Rangers.
Back heel for Arfield, big chance. Wonderful goal from Rangers. Arfield tucks it away for his second of the night. Rangers third. It's Rangers 3, Queen of the South 1.
Objective was to go to the next round. In the end, could give some youngsters their first taste of Ibrox. Always was a good win against an opponent who did really well, I think.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Yeah, an excellent night for those sides that went through. Aberdeen did have to sweat a little bit, and an Athletic deserve a lot of credit, and a lot of credit too to the 1,000 Aberdeen fans who made that, well, many of them making that 440-mile round trip, and then they've gone and sold out the away allocation at Dingwall at the weekend as well. So the Aberdeen fans clearly enjoying what they're seeing right now, seeing plenty of goals, and they got through. Dundee, listening into Willie last night, that was a strong performance by Dundee too, as they swept aside Falkirk, with the goals coming in the second half. Partick Thistle and Arbroath meet at the weekend in the Championship. That game at Gayfield. Last night it was Aidan Fitzpatrick's goal just 7 minutes from the end. And I mentioned those 2 goals earlier from Scott Arfield. And also, what a night for young Robbie Ewer getting his first Rangers goal. And Lee Connolly, a 4th of the season, with a spectacular effort for Queens. But it wasn't to be enough. Aberdeen, Dundee, Partick Thistle and Rangers all go through. Motherwell and Dundee United looking very strong favourites to join them, as indeed are Celtic. Hearts and Killie, well, it's just that 1 goal advantage for Kilmarnock as it stands. In terms of that game in Dingwall, look, Celtic hit the woodwork twice before they got in on the scoring. Callum McGregor with a first. I mean, it's clever work from him, John Robertson. It certainly took, I think it took 1 deflection, if not 2. It's very difficult to tell from the replays that we've seen, but it might have hit both and or either Watson and Harmon on the way in. But anyway, it got the opener. Giacomakis, a lovely bit of awareness and composure to finish it all off. And from that point onwards, you can't imagine, can you? There's any way back for Ross County?
You wouldn't think so. And that's what we're chatting with Kelly and Stephen here. We're saying the same thing, is what do you do? And, you know, do you bring on the face of Kassim Olagbe? Do you bring on Huala, who are quick, but then open yourself up even more to Celtic coming at you? I think you've got to hang in there, Richard. I think if you said to Malcolm Mackay now, you'll be 2-0 down with 15 minutes to go, then you maybe throw these guys on and say, right, if we nick one, you never know. You never know. But Celtic have been, listen, it's the first time I've seen them live this season, and they're just irrepressible. The work rate of the front three especially Giakoumakis and Maeda. I mean, I say the one that caught my eye, Richard, it was a nothing one. It's a striker's one I'm watching. The ball's played down the right hand side for Abida to chase, and he's chasing the fullback. Giakoumakis took off like an Olympic sprinter to close the goalkeeper down. Now, two reasons. One, if Abida gets it and he cuts it back, great, but there was no chance. I mean, Purrington had about a 4-yard start on him, but he was making sure Purrington did not have the option of passing it back to the goalkeeper. And then you see Maeda sprinting across in the middle to catch any of the defenders there, and then Turnbull, McGregor and Moy were right up behind them. You're thinking, wow. And they've seen it and thought, well, if he's going to put the work in, I'm going to put the work in. We talk about this defending from the front aspects, and Celtic front three do that. They really put pressure on the opposition. So it's the midfield that gain from that. They nick the ball and then they start the attacks from there. And they have. I mean, you look at the squad that they've rotated tonight, and as I say, if you're a Celtic player start tonight, apart from McGregor and Albeira, who started the last game, we're talking about the next 2 matches, Rangers and Real Madrid, and saying I need to show this manager something, because they've gone and beaten Dundee United 9-0. Now Giakoumakis, you can see, is really putting in. Abida looks shot. He's not as sharp as the other two. Maeda looks really sharp. McGregor. Moy's very tight in the ball. Turnbull, we know all about his quality. And the back four, you can see they want to get involved. Bernabe is a bit like Abada, looks a little bit short of match sharpness. Jens is strolling through the game, and Welsh and Ralston, we know from last year, will be desperate to play. We know all about the qualities of Seagrave, so these guys will more than likely know that they're not going to start against Rangers, and more than likely not going to start against Real Madrid. But you've always got this thing with Ange Postecoglou that there'll be 1 or 2 little surprises in there. And for me, I think the one that could force his way into the thinking is Maeda. I think Maeda could easily make his way into the starting lineup because the quality on the ball, the quality of defending, the effort, and he sums up Celtic for me. Energy, liveliness, quality, touch, and this other visual force to just not stop running and not stop putting the work in.
Well, certainly he's been a regular, hasn't he? And it's tended to have been Abada who was missing out in the earlier part of the campaign. So will Jota, will come back in for the big games, as will Kyogo. Incredible options they have. Right now, they just want to see this one through. Celtic are 2-0 up in Dingwall. Remember, it's Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, Dundee United 2, Motherwell 3, Caley Thistle 0, as we return for full live second half commentary from Dingwall with Killian Sheridan, John Robertson and Stuart Mitchell.
Thank you, Richard. Ross County came through their 4 group stage matches undefeated. Penalty win away to Buckie Thistle, and home wins over Dunfermline and East Fife, either side of an away victory against Alloa. Celtic start their defence of the League Cup trophy, and they've done that in fantastic fashion so far in the first half. A couple of changes for Ross County at half-time. George Harmon, as we pointed out earlier, was limping off the pitch. He's been replaced by Awura, and Victor Laturi has been replaced by David Cancola, and it's Celtic who get us underway for the second half here at the Global Energy Stadium with a 2-goal lead thanks to goals from Callum McGregor and Georgios Giakoumakis. And it's immediately sent back to the defence for Moritz Jens to take over possession. He'll pass to Stephen Welsh, and we'll look for Benjamin Siegrist. And Jens will now take it up from that left side of the defence once again. We'll just get a look at the Ross County shape to see if anything's changed from those substitutions, or if it is quite similar. Welsh now bursting down that right side from defence, trying to curl the ball in low to the penalty box, but it's cleared away by Alex Iacovitti all the way up to the right hand side, where Siegrist will step out of his penalty area to correct. Remember, Ross County wearing the home kits with the dark blue, the red blocks on the front of the jersey, the dark blue shorts and dark blue socks, shooting from left to right. Celtic in the green and white hoops. Bernabe on the left side curls and a teasing ball to the back post. Purrington clears it high into the air and turns it over the opposite near side touchline, and Celtic have their first corner of the Celtic second half, their 8th of the game.
Yeah, no change. Celtic going to attack. I think Ross County, they've just switched. Sims, who's been quite lively.
Turnbull sends it over to the penalty area. Purrington was there, as was Giakoumakis. It's headed away White will collect and try to clear. It comes off Aaron Moy and over for the throw. Ross County nil, Celtic 2. Back to John Robertson.
Yeah, just saying that Josh Sims, who I thought was quite lively for County first half, has moved from the right hand side to the left hand side. Ura's come on to the right. It's still the 4-4-1-1 with Samuel just behind Jordan White there. But I'm looking at the Celtic fullback Bernabei's starting position. He was like a left-sided midfield player in the 3, and then Turnbull just drifts out, and the movement of the Celtic team, you know, it's like when they have the ball, apart from Jens and Welsh, everybody seems to be able to go wherever they want to go.
Yeah, for me it's the movement. It's the movement that kills teams. It's not. They're all technical and skillful players, but they're not beating a man using step overs and going by someone with a great piece of skill. It's movement. Everyone knows where to be, when to go, and they can almost play passes blindly. Like you said, every time a cross comes in one wing, the other winger is in like another striker into the back post. So it's that word again. It's relentless. It's just non-stop.
Ross County trying to attack with a long ball forward from Iacovetti, but far too far in front of Josh Sims, and the ball runs over for the Celtic goal kick. So just to run through the teams: Eastwood in goal for Ross County, Purrington, Iacovetti, Watson and Johnson. The back line changing the midfield. Laturi started, he's off. Kankula on at half time, and then Harman was one of the other midfielders, replaced by Awura. Celtic now coming forward. Johnson, the right back for County, tries to get a foot on the ball. Hilson picks up, and Watson will now aim to clear it forward, but only as far as Aaron Moy. Maida infield for Turnbull. Just to go back to the Ross County team: so Eastwood, Purrington, Iacovetti, Samuel, Sims, Johnson, Laturi replaced by Kankola, Watson, Harman replaced by Awura at half time, Tilson and Jordan White. William Collum just has a look. Foul awarded in the direction of Celtic. David Turnbull's down just on the near side touchline, a little to our left, and a bit of a late challenge there, and Celtic will have the set piece. They're unchanged from the break, from those 9 changes made from Ange Postecoglou at the start of the game, with only Abada and McGregor remaining. Welsh with the pass in, Giacomakis flicks it over into the penalty area, right side, high over, and it will be another corner for Celtic. Ross County just an example of that. All the bodies that they've thrown in the way of Celtic's attempts to get the ball into the 6-yard area, those shots on goal. It's a 9th corner of the evening, taken short on the far side. Infield centrally for Bernabei, flips it over left-footed, looking for Giacomakis, it doesn't get through. Headed away by Sims. Celtic pick up, edge there, left-footed shot into Eastwood, straight at him, and he just falls forward and smothers the ball in the 6-yard area. For the Celtic fans in full voice behind his goal to our left from our commentary position. As County shoot from left to right into the jail end up here in Dingwall. The away supporters, no, they're going to see that hard work and desire from their team, some of the football that they've been playing. But here's Ross County trying to link up from the goal kick. Awura on the right side, penalty area. He snatches at the ball as it's bouncing off the ground, tries to get the first time crossover. It's high over the goal of Benjamin Siegrist to our right, and it remains Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
Yeah, that's where you look for a bit of composure, a little bit of quality, and Awura, they're just sliced at it. But I mean, it must be the big thing, you know, we talk about Celtic's width and their interpassing, their movement, but they really, and it's a hard thing to say in football, but they really seem to be enjoying themselves. It doesn't look like it's a job out there to them. It doesn't look like it's hard work. It just looks like we're coming out, we're going to play, we're going to pass and move. And that's what they do. They just keep moving it about and keep cutting through teams.
Ross County coming down the left side. Sims and Purrington exchange passes it back to Josh Sims. He tries to wrap his right foot around it. Maybe in between a pass and a cross. Awura wasn't anywhere near it, and it bounces beyond the touchline for a goal kick to Celtic. McGregor and Giacomakis with the Celtic goals as Benjamin Siegrist plays it short to his left to this near side for Moritz Jens. Remember, Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, Dundee United 2, Motherwell 3, Inverness, Caledonian Thistle 0 are the remaining ties being played this evening. Wins last night for Rangers, Partick Thistle, Dundee and Aberdeen after extra time. You can hear the draw for the quarter-final after full time here on Sports Sound BBC Radio Scotland. Celtic look to build from the back. Stephen Welsh to Ralston. Cushions a high pass to this near side for Jens. Now makes his way towards the halfway line. Left-footed pass to the right side of the defence on that far side for Welsh. The ball still in Celtic's half. Now back to Jens. Maida's hugging the touchline here, just in front of where we sit. Takes the ball in. Quick pass for Bernabei, who tries to return it to Maida. Takes the touch off the sliding Keith Watson. And it's the 10th corner of the evening to Celtic. Remains 0-2. Quickly taken by Maida. Turnbull's deeper now, right-footed infield for Moy. Moy back for Jens. McGregor asks for it over on the far side. He has the option right, and Abada takes the ball in, drags it away from that final third and leaves it for Ralston. That quick movement from Abada, aiming for the corner of the penalty area. McGregor has it. It's now Moy has a look. There's a large group of players in front of him, so just spread the ball out to the right side and wait for things to just smooth over and players to take their positions and try and open up the space. Quick passing again from Celtic on that far side, on the touchline. Move forward. And there's Cancola just digging away on the touchline, trying to win the ball, gets his body in the way. Ball moving back towards that far top left corner. He turns, gets it away left-footed. And there's Jordan White holding up, doing a very, very strong job of it too. Slid ball there for Samuel. Tries to work some space. He's back towards his defence, but he's kept hold of possession neatly. And now Watson will look to Johnson, but Celtic pressing high. Callum Johnson back to Watson. He has to get it away first time. Up to the halfway line. White with a strong header on. Urura tries to take over. Ross County trying to build something neatly there, but nearly worked. Aaron Moy and Callum McGregor will sweep up in the centre circle. That was better from Ross County, Killian.
Yeah, great play from Jordan White. Long balls kept up, hit up to him, and that's going to be a key for this second half if Ross County are going to have a chance for when they do win the ball back. It's keeping it for that initial 2-3 seconds when the Celtic attack hit them with that press.
Malky Mackay's just encouraging Ross County's own press as he asks Jordan Tilson to step up, but Celtic now working their way in behind. Ball centrally for Yakimakis. First time run over for McGregor, tried to come into the penalty area and Eastwood out to take. Ross County survive, still Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
Yeah, another lightning break there, a couple of good passes, quick give and go, and then suddenly it's 5 and 4 at the other end and little give and goes, and it's so simple, the way Celtic defend and attack, but it's so effective, and it's down to hard work. Defensively, the key to it is quite simple. Nearest man go and press the ball, and everybody else getting behind
over
them.
The top now for Awura, the substitute right side, cuts the ball back to the 6-yard area. Sims with the header over the crossbar. He just let the shoulders drop after he made the contact. He had a good run towards the front post, but it wasn't enough. He was a little under it and it went over the crossbar, and now there's a Celtic player down in the 6-yard area. It looks like it's Stephen Welsh who's just stretching out. He's getting some company from teammates. Moritz Jens, Aaron Moy over to just checking him, and that will just signal substitutes to go out and warm up. But James Forrest looks to be coming on, John.
Just the way he slid in there, he threw his hand up right away. I don't know if it's his hamstring or his calf, but he was in distress right away there. And his teammates are around him. I mean, he's sitting up, so I don't think it's anything major, but I think he will come off. I think Starfelt will replace him, but it looked like he'd done his calf or his, it's definitely a muscle injury, and again it's wacky games and not playing, and he's maybe just overstretched there.
His first appearance since the opening league match against Aberdeen, Killian, so he'll be disappointed to be coming off when he's been given the chance again tonight too.
Yeah, but like John said, I think Starfelt is coming on, and he'll be one who probably a bit disappointed not to be playing. And again, look, it's a chance for him to come in, show that he's ready. Like we've kept talking about the two big games coming up. This is when players who aren't in the team maybe aren't even getting on. Injuries hit, and you never know. There's always a chance.
Leela Bada makes way for James Forrest to come on, and it will be Carl Starfelt to come on and take the place of Stephen Welsh. So a couple of changes made by Ange Postecoglou, possibly with those fixtures in mind. The Rangers on Saturday lunchtime as well, a game that you could hear on BBC Sports Sound, BBC Radio Scotland on Saturday. Kick-off at 12:30, we'll be on air from 12. Starfelt comes on to take his place. Defence, Welsh just pulls at his Celtic shirt as he makes his way past Malky Mackay. and he gets a pat in the head from Ange Postecoglou. Play resumed as Ross County now looking to come forward. Alura takes the ball away from Maida, does well to spin away, and that opens up the space for Callum Johnson. The right back pass Maida goes down. Free kick awarded, and a good position though for Ross County. We saw a couple of these in the first half with Jordan White the target. Alex Iacovetti and Keith Watson will now be invited forward too. You never know what can happen if Ross County can just get a goal back in this one, John.
Yeah, and that's what cup football's all about. You see, they hang in there and they've hung in there, and this is, you must take advantage of this though. They say Celtic are not the biggest side in the world.
Over it goes, and Siegrist comes out to claim at the back post, does well, rises the highest, and he'll immediately roll that one out for David Turnbull. He has two ahead of him, and there's a heavy number of Ross County players getting their way back, so he'll opt for the pass inside instead. The ball now rolled along the halfway line by Aaron Moy for Alex Njubanime. Now Jens onto this touchline on the near side for Maida. Maida back to Jens on the halfway line, who'll have a look right. Ball low infield, Giacomakis trying to make the run across. Keith Watson claims the handball as he tried to clear it off the Celtic striker. Play continues on the halfway line. Ralston's touch may let in Jordan White, but Celtic do well to get there first. Moy pulls away from the challenge into the Ross County half. Bernabe on the left side now, driving towards a penalty area, but the pass is behind Maida, who wasn't aware. And Ross County just happy to get it away. It will invite Celtic forward once again. 12 half minutes played. Ross County 0, Celtic 2. McGregor and Giacomakis with the goals. Maida now on the edge of the penalty area. Turnbull turns, Giacomakis. Ralston steps up, challenge from Sims, who's played well this evening, both back in defence and trying to get forward when he can with his pace in attack. Torrington moving forward, and the sliding challenge from Aaron Moy puts the ball into touch for the throw. Ross County 0, Celtic 2.
Yeah, again, it was good play. Sims again, I say he's probably the most impressive of the county players this evening in both sides of the game, as you mentioned, Stephen. But say there's Moy showing that, you know, I'm ready as well playing, and it's important for these guys tonight. Ralston, Starfelt to get more minutes, Benedini, Moy in particular.
Alura released by Johnson. He's got the beating there of Bernabe as the right hand out. Is there a foul there? Willie Collum says no. That invites some screaming, as you can imagine, from Malky Mackay on the edge of the Ross County technical area. Certainly unhappy with that one, but he's now handing instructions to Alura. But that pace, as you spoke about at half-time, John, introduced for Ross County, and Killian is off on the home side, a different option.
Yeah, but I think at the same time Bernabe showed that he has decent pace there. It was a good foot race. Didn't really see much of a foul there, but yeah, impressive from Bernabe.
Just before the hour, Ross County 0, Celtic 2. McGregor and Giacomakis with the goals. Remember, 3 other games being played this evening. We'll keep you across those ones. There's another long ball forward from County. White trying to get there in the foot race with Carol Starfelt, but the ball will go over for the Celtic throw. Just the latest: Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, Dundee United 2, Motherwell 3, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0. We have reporters at those games. We'll keep you across any updates, and remember, the draw will follow these games. And the commentary here in Dingwall: Ross County 0, Celtic 2. The extra time and penalties may be needed, and any of the ties should be level after the 90 minutes. Celtic in control here at the moment as Giacomakis, hoping to add to his goal tally this evening, sends the ball across to the far side. Ralston has it, now looking for the run forward. McGregor has it on the touchline, brings it inside. He has 2 options in the penalty area, but opts for the one behind him, and David Turnbull slips the ball right. Option now there in the middle is McGregor. Giacomakis again, neat passing. Forrest lays it off. McGregor thought about the shot. Giacomakis clips it over, right-footed for the onrushing Callum McGregor, but Eastwood coming out to the edge of the 6-yard area. And as you said earlier, John, Celtic really enjoying themselves tonight.
Yeah, they're enjoying themselves. That occasion there, that's too much. They're actually overplaying there. They're not showboating, but they're actually overplaying there, where it's just, you know, they're trying to score the perfect goal. They've got to keep moving the ball, and I'm sure there'll be guys on the bench, and I'm thinking here, especially for the neutral and the Celtic fans tonight, is that they may well want to see Haksabanovic get on tonight. But I think Ange wants that third goal. If he gets the third goal, we may get to see the new signing and give him a few minutes just to see what he's available about. But you know, Celtic have got to watch that they're still only 2-0 up, and they've just got to be wary. They can't overplay. They need to try and kill off County, because there's no doubt there's been a little bit of a spirited reaction from the home side.
Jordi Hewella comes on for Ross County to replace Dominic Samuel. There's been a penalty at Fir Park. We'll get across there shortly as Ross County ready. A long throw into the area. Callum Johnson on this near right side, back against the advertising boards, up against the home supporters. Rubs the ball in his jersey to dry it off. Goes for the long throw to the front post. There's the flick on by Watson. Starfelt heads it away. Sims will look to recycle the ball out to Johnson on the right side. Two Celtic players there in company. He's past one in Burnaby. Now Wawura gets it across. The header off Aaron Moy. Out for the throw, so let's cross to Rory Loy at Fir Park for news of the penalty.
Yes, indeed, and Kevin Van Veen has dispatched it. No problem at all. Low to Matt Ridger's right hand side. The penalty came about. There was a smash in the box. There was a lot of Inverness players around. The ball got cut back. It was one of those. The defender goes to ground. His arm comes out. Does he mean it? Does he not mean it? Is it natural? Is it unnatural? That'll be debated all day long. But he did point to the spot, much to the rage of the Inverness players. And Kevin Van Veen has dispatched it for his hat-trick. It's 4-0 Motherwell.
Thanks, Rory. Johnson's throw into the area of the left thigh of Aaron Moy. Johnson with another chance to cross, left-footed. It's high towards Jakovic. It may drop down to Jordi Hewella at the back, but the referee has spotted something in the penalty area. Celtic will have the free kick in their defensive zone. And we're just looking at the stats at half time there. Celtic only had 2 shots on target and were 2-0 in front, John, but Ross County have certainly improved with those opportunities going into Celtic's penalty area. As we said earlier, you never know, just a go back may unsettle Celtic.
Well, that's it. As I say, I mean, Celtic, in terms of possession, chances, shots on target, corners, everything, they're miles ahead, and the scoreline doesn't flatter them. However, it's cup football. There's a league game. Celtic probably stroll through and see it out, but you just don't know. If County, and they've not really created a chance of any real note. I can't remember very much having a save. Sorry, Seagraves having a save. So that's the thing is, but if they can just nick one, then suddenly do Celtic get a bit nervous? Do the players who haven't had that many minutes get a little bit tired of? And they say, with the pace of Edouard Hurara on one side and Sims on the other, with Samuel backing up White, could County maybe grab some? But they're still in the match as it stands.
Johnson delayed by taking the Ross County throw, as Malky Mackay is speaking to from the referee. Play restarted. Celtic looking to break here. Maida tries to get the ball back to James Forrest, but it's behind his heels, and the winger introduced can't get there. Brilliant play from Ralston, takes the ball round Josh Sims on that far side. He's still driving forward, full of energy, the Celtic right back. McGregor, the captain, forward for Forrest. McGregor again onto the edge of the D for Giacomakis, who's dropped down there. He gets in a mix-up with Burnaby, but somehow on the ground manages to win the ball back. And as it bounces down in the air from the deflection, Aaron Moy will take the sting out of it and send it safely back to Moritz Jens. The only goal Celtic have conceded in competitive action so far this season was here at Dingwall in that league encounter. But here they go again down the left side. It's Burnaby with a high left-footed cross over the 6-yard area, but high and floats over the top of the Ross County crossbar. And it remains Ross County 0, Celtic 2, with almost 70 minutes played here at Dingwall.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a combination of Ross County putting a little bit more pressure on, but Celtic have maybe been a little bit slack the last minute or two on the ball, which is, like we see, it's very unlike them. I think the longer it stays like this, within reason up until maybe 80 minutes, Ross County are pretty happy, I think. Like they are without really having clear-cut chances. They're putting a bit more pressure on. They seem to be getting into the final third a bit more, being able to put in long throws, and once that gets in, they can cause a bit of panic in the box, and then you never know if they can just get one with enough time before the end of the game.
You mentioned late goals in this one as well. Alex Iacovitti at Celtic Park in this competition. Anthony Ralston, a popular late goal here for the Celtic fans in Dingwall. There's been a clash off the ball there on that far side. Well, they call him as a look, and he's just making sure Giacomakis is okay. He's complaining to the assistant on the far side. Did appear to be off the ball on the halfway line, but it is Celtic who have the set piece free kick in front of Benjamin Siegrist's box. The keeper making his debut, not had too much to do in the way of saves. As the guys mentioned earlier, Gillian Sheridan and John Robertson alongside me in commentary, as Jens goes for the long ball forward. It won't get past Alex Iacovitti, and it sets Olura again on the right side. He's been lively since introduced. Gets the cross, it takes a deflection and it just goes past the front of Jordan White in the 6-yard area. Sims keeps it alive on that far side. Can Cole offer in the option? It's Ralston trying to stop any way through for the county winger. He's forced away just on the edge of that forward third. Good work in the midfield, and it's Celtic who take possession, and I think the away side wanted the advantage. The referee holds his hands up, he's awarded the foul over on the far side touchline, to the frustration and fury of Georgios Yakimakis and David Turnbull, who are standing in the centre circle.
Yeah, well, that's one of Willie's little faults, is he does tend to blow early, and he could have just let it go there. Celtic were on a break, and you talk about Yakimakis, Yakivetti and him are having a good battle. I didn't see anything off the ball there. I think it was Yakimakis got to do what he's got to do. He can't let Yakimakis bully him. He can't let him be strong against him. So he's getting about him. He's throwing himself about. He's banging into him. He's knocking him about. Yakimakis went down for a big lad. Killian, he went down rather easily there for me. He's got to understand that County are going to make the game physical for him.
There it is forward. There's the touch from Yakivetti, and it's Alex Yakivetti again against Celtic for Ross County. He wheels away in celebration and gets Ross County back into this League Cup tie. The ball forward high, nodded out into the 6-yard area, and it was the big defender on hand to put it past Benjamin Siegrist, and it is the Ross County man who scored the only competitive goal against Celtic so far this season, who does it again. Ross County 1, Celtic 2.
Well, we spoke about it, set plays, but this time it was a ball launched to Jordan White, nobody near him. Starfelt never got anywhere near Jordan White. He nods it down in the middle of the 6-yard box. Yakivetti runs off Morris Jens, goal. And we've said it, they've hung in there. Killian talked about 80 minutes, they're right back in it now. We're a quarter of the game to go, and now they've got a chance. Will Celtic get nervous? And does that give County the lift they need?
Celtic restart, as we mentioned, Killian, those high balls for a big striker like Jordan White, and it worked out that time.
Yeah, and that's been their threat all game. Just putting balls into the box, causing a bit of havoc. Jordan White done brilliant with a great knockdown, and I've done it. It looked like pretty poor defending on Celtic's point. I mean, Jordan White's header, the first one he won that relatively easily, and then Yakivetti inside was pretty much free.
We mentioned he was the man that scored the goal in the 3-1 league defeat just a few weeks ago up here. There was an equaliser on that occasion, and Celtic then had to push and push. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this game pans out. Almost 70 minutes played. Ross County 1, Celtic 2. McGregor and Yakimakis with the Celtic goals in the first half. As Killian pointed out, Yakivetti appeared to be standing on his own in the 6-yard area, and he just had to crouch down those shoulders, those big tall shoulders of his, to nod it beyond Siegrist in the Celtic goal. And he is the player on the ball at the moment, out to that right side. Celtic looking to come forward. Purrington pushes up and just allows James Forrest no way forward in the Celtic half. The Celtic winger felt him on the back, and it will be a throw to the players in the green and white. Just Celtic slowing it down here, looking for the movement which isn't available there at the moment. Yakimakis will make a short run. Yakivetti, the man nipping in, he looks like someone on a mission now, really feeling it. And there's a throw for Ross County. Ben Purrington will take, and it's again a packed Celtic penalty area full of Ross County players at the moment. Hiwula, Yakivetti, White, Awura, all there. The throw is quite far back in the Celtic half, so it does go short to Tilson. Now Tilson will take it again, right-footed, tries the long diagonal, it's over the head of Yakivetti. Bernabe doesn't need to get up high to win the header against Jordan White. Maeda's released, he's round at some pace of Johnson. And Ross County right back gets back. Kankova comes across to help out. Here's Awura. Celtic fans want the free kick, but it doesn't come their way. Forward it goes. Jordy Hiwula takes the ball away from the Celtic defence, but the flag raised. And one thing about this game is certainly being played like a cup competition around the stands. The supporters shouting for everything. Those Ross County supporters, that recent cup history against Celtic, they're trying to push their side on further to get an equaliser now.
Yeah, the goals change the whole mood. We've talked tonight about the Celtic fans. They're quiet. They suddenly realise, oh wait a minute, there's just that wee bit nervous. Magnificent pace for Maeda. I genuinely thought it was a free kick. I thought Johnson just caught him, but Willie played on, and I'm saying just offside for Huala going the other way. So you know, I say that goal has changed the dynamics of the game. It's given County a lift, and it's made Celtic have to go. Oh, Celtic are going to have to wake up, because as Killian said, they went through a little 5-10 minute spell where they were very, very slack, which has been very unlike them.
Celtic again on the halfway line through Carol Starfelt. The substitute came on for the injured Stephen Welsh. He picks up the ball again on the pass back from Ralston. He's been invited forward through the middle. There's the pass to Turnbull now, just on the edge of the final third. Back to Starfelt, opts out right on that far side. Ralston looks for Forrest. Short run in field from McGregor. Forrest takes it back again, looking to come in field off that far side touchline, right footed, pokes the ball forward. Turnbull takes over, tries to get it onto the right foot, no way forward. Two County players standing in his way. Near side is the direction. The pass for Bernabe. McGregor with that touch and move. Bernabe takes over once again, moves it to the right side. Forrest takes it. Three options if he could try and get the crossover, but it's in quite close proximity, so he'll lay it off. Celtic change the angle. Yakimakis, Callum McGregor pushed away. Maida's there, and Celtic are back in front, and it's the rebound from the Callum McGregor strike, pushed away by Eastwood. Ross County didn't react, but Dyson Maida did, into the 6-yard area, and he slides and hooks the ball high into the top left corner, and that 2-goal cushion restored for Celtic. Ross County 1, Celtic 3.
Yeah, we spoke about it before. Defenders reacting, switching off. From the moment football was invented, forwards always anticipate, defenders react, and that's exactly what happened there. Was Maida has not stopped all night. He's gone in, and when he sees the shot going in, he's going in there saying, well, if you spill it, I'm getting it. Whereas the defenders are thinking, keeper saving that. It rebounds, Maida gets his goal, and that's a classic. All for years and years and years, decades and decades. Defenders, it's amazing how many times defenders react. And there's an old saying, good players react, great players anticipate, and Maida gets a goal his performance deserves.
Ross County restart, and again the volume raised from the Celtic supporters as the green smoke starts to lift into the dark night sky here in Dingwall. And for what glimmer of hope Ross County had from that Alex Iacovitti header, just as happened in the league game here a few weeks ago in the Highlands. 3-1 the scoreline, and with that cushion restored, Ange Postecoglou has a look towards the technical area and a signal James McCarthy to get ready. And Celtic back in control as Ralston picks up the ball in the middle of the Ross County half. Forrest there played a key part. It's a lovely build-up from Celtic before the Maida goal, and now the late sliding challenge in. Celtic have the free kick on the far side, and with the cushion restored, Killian, that just allows Ange Postecoglou to make a change.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see Haksabanovic as well, maybe. So something to look forward to for the Celtic fans watching, to see their new signing. Just on the goal, I think it was a great example of the movement that we were talking about. Bernabe has ended up basically on the right wing.
McGregor slips it through. Yakimakis in the penalty area, tries to turn. Purrington's there. And there's the ball out wide. Owura pokes it away. Celtic forced away for now. David Turnbull takes over as Haksabanovic and McCarthy wait across the technical area. Jens looks to play in Bernabe. That ball just slows down. He gets there, crosses it back, and it was Iacovitti taking the ball off the head of Yakimakis. Celtic look to build again in full flow once more. McGregor out right, takes the ball in again, the Celtic captain. Turnbull looking to turn Cancola. Jens is the option behind. He uses on Bernabe once more. He's already right back into position. Moy is encouraged to shoot, turns past Cancola, left-footed, floats it towards goal, and that darts over Jake Eastwood's crossbar. And while the Celtic changes are made, we'll cross across to Livingston. Stuart Kettlewell's there with an update. Stuart.
Yeah, Stuart, it's Livingston that'll back into this one. Just put the ball in the net, actually. It's offside though. Yeah, Livingston back into this one. Brilliant sweeping move down the right hand side. Nicky Devlin swings in a wonderful cross into the back post area, and it's Montano with a beautiful header back down across the 6-yard box, and it's debutant Curtis Guthrie, only minutes on the park, who taps home to make it Livingston 1, Dundee United 2.
Thank you very much, Stuart. And those changes made by Celtic. Callum McGregor, they opened the scoring this evening, and one of the couple that remain from Sunday's 9-0 victory goes off. He'll get his rest temporarily and replaced by James McCarthy. and it is a debut for Shad Haksabanovic, 23-year-old forward on, and he replaces the most recent goal scorer, Dyson Maeda, who restored that cushion for the score to be Ross County 1, Celtic 3. Tilson looking to move forward for the home side. Haksabanovic gets his first touch, the number 9 being forced back into Celtic's own half. Bernabei will take over. Jens tries past Jordi Hirula. Turnbull takes it into the Ross County half. Haksabanovic on the left wing, invited towards the penalty area as he likes to do. Left footed across the face of goal. Did Eastwood get a hand to that? We won't know at the moment as Puddington clears from the onsliding James Forrest. Sims, did he keep that one in play? The assistant says yes. And Jordan White will try to hold up against Karl Starfelt. And the Swedish defender manages to do well and shows its strength. And once again, Dingwall in the Global Energy Arena vibrates with the bouncing and the noise from the Celtic supporters as they hope to see their head coach Ange Postecoglou side continuing their defence of the Scottish League Cup. Ross County throw. Watson takes, right footed, gets it forward. Huela takes it down nicely on the chest, keeps a hold of it, has a look, does he think about the shot, drives into the air, right footed shot, strong left-handed save from Siegrist, diving to his left. Ross County have the corner, we know what they can do. That was high ball into the box, might cause some trouble.
Yeah, great play from Huela there, and it was a little slip, but he took full advantage of it, worked his way in, and that's a great save from Siegrist. He's at full stretch there to keep that one out.
Short between Awura and Cancola. Cancola crosses, right footed, header from Iacovetti. He doesn't know where it's going to end up, and there's a challenge from Awura on Bernabei on the right side of the penalty area as we look from the main stand, and that will be the first yellow card of the evening brandished to the Ross County number 7, Awura.
Yeah, Siegrist has had a pretty quiet game. Fantastic save there. So I think he'll be happy to get that under his belt on his debut. That is finally had something to do, really.
Yeah. Well, just having a wee look there, Haksabanovic comes on, and you're saying to yourself, you're a new lad, that you must have read the Celtic manual on how to congratulate yourself to the fans. Get the ball, race straight at the full back, knock it past him, whip an unbelievable ball into the box and say, oh, just to let you know, I'm not a bad player either.
Yeah, definitely, and the other thing is, coming on as a sub, it can be hard to kind of get up to the pace of the game. But I mean, there he showed that he's right into it.
I think as well, Kelly, I know your thoughts on it, Stephen, is that I think the last 2 substitutions is a look. The first showed the hand from Ange Postecoglou about the next 2 games. Callum McGregor, 20 minutes ago, right, we'll give you a wee rest. And Dyson Maeda, he's off as well. I'm thinking, right, those 2 guys, I'm going to need them for Rangers, I'm going to need them for Real Madrid, because I tell you what, if Celtic start with a front 3 of Maeda, Kyogo and Jota, dearie me, that's going to cause teams a lot of problems given their form this season so far. But as I say, you've got Forrest. Haksabanovic has just come on and looked absolutely electric there. It's just an embarrassment of riches at Ange Postecoglou's disposal.
Yeah, it'll also be interesting to see how he adapts to the system that Celtic are playing. I can't imagine it's a straightforward system to play in. It takes time, as we saw last season. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how quickly he can adapt to it.
Ben Payton and Kazima Lakeby are the substitutes on. A couple made by Malky Mackay, replacing Sims and the captain Watson. As Haksabanovic now moves forward, slips in a nice ball for James Forrest, who's wearing the captain's armband. Left-footed crossover straight at Eastwood, who's able to collect at the near post. Again, Haksabanovic just showing more electric pace. You spoke about the riches there, John, but that pace, just Haksabanovic gets the ball, takes it out of his foot, and just manages to turn those big strides in as he runs at the Ross County defence.
Yeah, well, he answered my question. He seems to have made it look pretty simple. Brilliant start from him.
Here's Ralston coming across to this near side from his right back position. Celtic going from right to left. Haksabanovic slips it in for Ralston, who's continued to run into the area, and that one blocked out by Lakeby, who just came on moments ago. Celtic with another corner and another chance to threaten. Ross County 1, Celtic 3.
Yeah, Killian's right. I mean, he looks like he's fitted in seamlessly. If you didn't know it was his debut, he's just arrived, you'd think, oh, he's been here for a while, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's cut in little give and goes, little round the corners. It looks a real handful.
ball over, it's bouncing towards that far post, but bounces off the hands of Eastwood, who's taken a sore one there, and the referee will award the free kick in the direction of the 25-year-old goalkeeper. He's holding his head there, and he's been attended to by Alex Iacovetti, who's now wearing the Ross County captain's armband. He'll have a bit of a conversation with the referee, as the Staggies medical team just waiting to see if he requires any treatment. But he's sitting up now and just wipes the forehead with that right arm of the fluorescent yellow goalkeeper kit that he's wearing. There's still time, just under 10 minutes to go. Is there a late push from Ross County? Celtic have the upper hand in the last 4 between the sides in the league. Ross County is their last couple of cup encounters against Celtic in the League Cup about to change from those 2 recent wins. Segrist will take collection of that long ball forward from the Ross County free kick. He has the ball in his hands and he'll look straight for Haksabanovic, who's peeled onto this near side touchline. Loses the aerial battle with Johnson. Ball goes out for the Ross County throw in front of Malky Mackay. Pardon me, that's the Celtic have the throw. Bernabei will take. Seems to have shaken off the knock he took earlier in the Celtic penalty area. It's looked good for his first start as well though, Killian. He's slotted into that left back position that Greg Taylor so often takes, and then roams forward and just floats around as well in Ange Postecoglou's system. But Bernabei, after coming on as a sub at the weekend, just showing what he can do from the start.
Yeah, I don't know if he was brought in to take Greg Taylor's place, but the way Greg Taylor started, he's become one of the best performers. But yeah, like you say, he's slotted in quite easily. He's impressed. He's dealt with any pace down that side, and going forward, he looks a threat. He had a hand in the goal, in the third goal. So yeah, I think Celtic will be happy with his performance.
Just having a look, there's a free kick awarded to Ross County. Jordan White's having a look towards the assistant, William Collins, just having a word with, I think it's Malky Mackay, the 4th official standing in between the two at the moment. That is delaying the restart, and I think William Collins just happy to let things go. But
again, I think it's the 4th official, because he didn't. Willie Collins didn't give a free kick. He just stopped the play because he noticed Jordan had a head knock, and then again he seems to have taken advice to give a free kick to County.
Payton with the free kick, then Payton swings it in towards the back post. It's Jordan White trying to get the head on it. The referee points for the goal kick, but the Ross County players do not believe that was Celtic's possession. It should be the home sides in their claims, but Benjamin Segrist will have the free kick to take. And Cowie just out to have a word with the 4th official just now as well, who's certainly been active between the two technical areas this evening.
I think County are taking a gamble now, because they've gone to a back 3 and it's man for man. And listen, that's the thing to do. It is a cup tie. They'll lose a 4th goal. It's one of these things that at this position they're out as it is. So they've gone Ogilvie and Howa on each flank and just gone 3 at the back. And I say, it's a gamble that they feel must be worth taking now, as it's a cup tie.
Moyes pass back intercepted. White tries to cross. Starfelt heads it away, only as far as Tilson, but Forrest doing fantastic work, tracking back into the centre of the Celtic half and wearing the captain's armband, leading by example as he brings the ball down and sets Celtic away once again. Over on the far side, Celtic have the ball. Aaron Moy, left-footed upfield, looks for Forrest. It's forward now. Yakimakis tries to get on the end of it, but Iacovetti will see the ball spin in his favour and peels away. Kazima Legbait trying to work it in towards the Celtic half. The referee blows for another free kick to Ross County, and it will be another opportunity to get the ball forward. Just under 5 minutes remain here in Dingwall. Ross County 1, Celtic 3. Remember, Kilmarnock leading Hearts by 1-0. Dundee United leading at Livingston 2-1. Motherwell 4-0 up on Inverness Caledonian Thistle. We'll keep you up to date with any late goals across those games and the quarter-final draw to come. Eastwood sends the ball forward for County. White with the header on into the penalty area. There's good work there from Anthony Ralston. Gets the ball away and immediately cleared by Celtic upfield, and Payton is there to cover and get it back to Eastwood. He has a look to the wide position. There's about 5 or 6 Ross County shirts left up there high, so the goalkeeper will aim for the run of a Legbait. The youngster will run into the corner, but he can't get possession. And now Celtic will peel away through the substitute McCarthy. Across his own half, he slips the ball right for Jens. Up for Yakimakis, who slips as he tries to retrieve. County possession. Alura trying to turn McCarthy. Did he take a barge in the back there? William Collum says no and awards the free kick for the handball. As Alura dropped to the ground to cover, and Celtic have a little bit of time just to slow things down with a few minutes remaining. And remember, a big one coming up for them at the weekend. Sports Scene will be back on Saturday from 12 noon against Rangers and Celtic. 12:30 full commentary of that one. The Celtic will now look to move forward on that far side. Turnbull has it, looks in field, Ralston's there, he goes on the overlap. Instead it's Forrest, drops the shoulder. He's pushed back a little bit there by Payton. Turnbull will take again on the far side. Will Celtic look to throw this one into the penalty area? McCarthy receives it back, and now Moritz Jens breaks away from the centre circle. Haksabanovic on this near side, turns right footed with the shot, and it's down the middle straight into the chest of Eastwood, who will get going quickly and spins the ball right footed high towards Jordan White. In a battle there with Moritz Jens, and the Celtic defender looks to have come out on top, but as the ball bounces away, White comes across, shields the ball in field now for Tilson. He only has Hewell and a Legby there. He uses a Legby on the far left side, takes it onto the right foot, centrally gets the shot away, and it's bouncing away past that far post. But from our angle, it didn't look like he was too far away with that one as he looked to try and curl it beyond Siegrist at that left hand post of the goalkeeper, Killian.
Yeah, great play from Jordan White, battling away with Jens there. Like you said, it looked as if Jens had it under control, and then White won it back, set it across, and yeah, from up here it looked like a good strike. Malky Mackay thought it was close, but I'm not sure what Siegrist, if he was too troubled by it.
Yeah, as I say, Celtic are just, they're freewheeling now towards the end. That you know, they'll take a lot out of tonight. If a wee bit quality, because they're 3v3 now going forward, if they just produce that quality they're capable, there's another goal in it for them.
Aaron Moy in field now, and the ball turned away, and there's a shot, and it's dipping over the crossbar. There's Bernabe with it. And again, as I said earlier about the Greg Taylor goal, just floating around in front of the penalty area. That's exactly what the Argentinian youth international was looking to do there. Celtic's first Argentinian player. He's certainly been active in the attacks. He's held his own up against the Ross County attack, and the physical presence of Jordan White and Samuel earlier. And since he will and Awura came on, and now Celtic might have a 3-on-2 here as the ball breaks for Forrest on the far side. Yakimakis and Haksabanovic making their way into the penalty area, but the ball in field was cut out. Celtic will throw it forward once again. Just a couple of minutes left of regulation time. Ross County 1, Celtic 3. Moy has it on the far side at the corner. Back it goes. Livingston will touch it forward. Turnbull looking for the on-rushing move. Celtic looking to create another. There's Forrest! And Celtic have a fourth. Lovely play down the right-hand side. This pass slipped back to the man wearing the captain's armband, since Callum McGregor, who opened the scoring, went off. And the caressed right-footed shot goes beyond Eastwood, and that wraps it up for Celtic, who've surely put their name into the hat for the Premier Sports Cup quarter-final draw this evening. It's Ross County 1, Celtic 4.
Yeah, and it's right out of the Celtic Football Club playbook. Pass and move, Forrest and Moy, and then back in to Ralston. Ralston comes and an underlap, plays a lovely little give and go to get in the box, could shoot himself, unselfishly cuts it back, and there's Forrest running in to smack his goal as well. We said with that little bit of quality was there, because it's 3v3 at the back, there was another goal, and that's exactly what happened. It was just a little give and go and an empty roll at the ball into the net.
1 minute added as Ross County start, but with only additional time due to remain. Time seems to have run out for Ross County, but Celtic getting Ange Postecoglou's defence to the first trophy that he got his hands on to start a successful Celtic campaign last season. Rounded off there by James Forrest, who in the start last season disrupted by injury, and a better start this season. Celtic's first League Cup match, getting the fourth of the evening, and Celtic, within the matter of days, making it 13 goals scored over the two games. It's Cancola looks to clear for Ross County of their defensive zone. Celtic supporters won it again, bouncing around the stands. And they'll enjoy their journey back home this evening. Another polished Ange Postecoglou performance in the Premier Sports Cup. The full-time whistle has been blown by the referee, and Celtic in style again, adding one goal more than the league victory in Dingwall here just a few weeks ago. And they started in terrific fashion and are looking to continue that crushing run of form that they're on at the moment. A couple of attempts off the crossbar in the early stages of the first half. It was Callum McGregor, the captain, who opened the scoring in the first half. It was a corner on the far side, and he was the one that made the move across the front post. And just after 21 minutes, after a couple of deflections, put the ball into the back of the net. Just a few moments later, Georgios Giacomakis, who came into the side with a neat bit of footwork on the edge of the penalty area, he drove the ball with his left foot, the inside of the left foot, around Eastwood in the Ross County goal. 2-0 at half-time. Alex Iacovitti, who enjoys a goal against Celtic, hit back with almost 70 minutes on the clock, looking to spark a Ross County rebound. Then Dyson Maida reacted quickest, and then substitute James Forrest rounded off the scoring just before the end of regulation time. And Celtic continue in that run of form that they're on, and they will get ready to face Rangers in the lunchtime kickoff on Saturday in the league, and you will hear commentary of that one here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland as the Celtic players go over to the celebration of the Celtic supporters to our left. It's finished here at the Global Energy Stadium. Ross County 1, Celtic 4.
The Scottish League Cup.
What a strike!